Good morning, peeps and peepettes.
Good morning.
How's everybody? What did Donald say when I told him I was going to pick on him? Janet, what did Donald say?
Why is that different than any other week?
Y'all think I should pick on Donald?
Why not?
Okay, I got a couple of people in mind I'm going to pick on today. Marion is probably one of my big targets today because she's always quiet and has nothing to say. So I'm going to pick on her. Sheree, I've gone easy on you. You never know what's going to happen with you. Yep, that's you. That's what I'm talking about. Donald, glad you could make it. It's about time. Where'd you go? We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Went to go refill my water.
Okay, good.
I know I got an hour of
verbal abuse coming to you.
Verbal abuse, pot shots, whatever you want to call it.
This is awesome. I love doing this. You know what we should all meet every week from now on and just get verbal abuse just because you're bored.
I like it.
Good morning, Tracy.
Hey.
You look so excited. Oh my God.
Well, there is no Mac version that I can find for Cubic Solutions, so.
You got to contact them directly.
Yeah,
I just did.
They have three solutions. They sent me an email a week or so ago telling me there's one that's free. Let me pull up the email, what it is.
Wade. Oh my God. Mute your phone when you're
calling. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I thought I was muted. I'm recovering from the flu, man.
I remember the first time I used the phone by myself. All right.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Before we start further?
We're not doing questions today. Okay, go ahead.
So I figured out how finally from lesson 1 to search for an agent. All it gave me was active listings. So I figured out how to use a shortcut with an X to get their expired listings. Is there supposed to be a way I'm able to find only the ones for the last year? Or am I supposed to just have to go through them one by one to figure out when they expired?
You're going to add that broker as a prospect. Then when you add him as a prospect, you're going to be notified of all his actives and his expireds for a year back. Capiche?
I guess I don't know how to enter him as a prospect. I set it up as like an auto email.
You're going to add him as you're in Netris, right?
Yep.
You're going to add him as a contact. So when you pull it up, you're going to do a search and then you add him as a contact. You might want to call Netris support. What board do you belong to?
Metrotex.
Yeah, call Metrotex. They got somebody that can do it.
Yeah, because I just don't understand setting him up as a prospect. I mean, I know how to set up contacts, but it doesn't have anywhere to put their number.
Call Metrotex. I mean, it'll take you.
I'm all the way back to lesson 1. I'm way behind, and I'm just a little frustrated this morning.
It'll take you about 7 minutes to do this. It's quick. Because I use Netris too. Okay, so today we are going to talk about, and we're going to do some role playing for sale by owners, and then I'm going to talk to you also about transitioning these for sale by owners to show them how to list their property on multiple MLSs all over the world. This is going to be kind of mind-boggling to some of you, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to also extend that out to expireds, showing expireds how to list their house on multiple MLSs. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pick on a couple of people to do some role playing. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to talk to the prospect and get his email address so that you can send out, you can set him up on a email campaign. So let's see who we can pick on today. Marion. You thought by being quiet, I wouldn't pick on you.
Okay. Is this a for sale by owner or is this an expired?
This is a for sale by a loser, yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I call for sale by owners, for sale by loser. Donald, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
You get to be the butthead for sale by owner.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the goal. Your house is for sale by owner, and you have had it on the market now for 2 weeks. And I'll let you just take it from there. Marion is going to talk to you, and let's see how good she is.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Donald?
Yes, it is.
Hey, this is Marion Scott. I'm an agent at XYZ Realty. You got a minute?
Sure.
Hey, I'm calling about your house. Is it still for sale?
Yes, it is.
How much are you asking?
$295.
Okay. And how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
Wait a second. Before we get down that road, what is it that you're trying to accomplish today?
Oh, I'm just trying to get some.
I've got the home on the market myself.
Yeah, great. I'm actually just calling just to find out some information about your home.
Do you have a buyer in mind?
Oh, of course. I work with lots of buyers, and we're looking for homes in your community.
Oh, okay. And what are they looking for?
They're looking for homes for sale. I mean, as you know, we're at pretty low inventory, and we haven't hit May yet. So that as the market continues, there will be more homes on the market. But I'm working specifically with a few buyers that are moving to the area. Obviously, you know, a lot of people are moving to Austin, Texas.
Sure.
And so they're just trying to get something before the end of the school year.
What price range are they looking for?
Well, I've got buyers in different price ranges. So, you know, they can be anywhere from $250 to $350.
Oh, okay. That falls in my range.
So, so how many bedrooms and bathrooms do you have?
3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths.
Okay. And how long has your home been for sale?
Just 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, you know, this, it sounds like it might be a home that I could offer to a few of my buyers. Do you have a seller's disclosure?
I do.
Okay, great. Could I get your email?
Well, I'm not really into giving out my email address. I really don't use it that much, so I don't check it very often.
Okay. Well, I'd like to send you an email with my contact information so that you could send me over that seller's disclosure so I could show it to my buyers.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you just stop by and give me your business card, or just, you know, stop by and drop your business card in my mailbox?
Yeah, well, right now I'm pretty busy. As you know, it's South by Southwest week down here in Austin, and I've got a lot of people that are in town looking. So what I need to do to understand is if you have a seller's disclosure, if you could send it to me, I can determine quickly if that's going to be a right fit for the buyers that I'm working with.
I have a fax line. You can fax me your information. I'm playing hardball, and the reason why I'm playing hardball is this is what I went through this week.
Keep going. No, you're doing
Okay.
good.
The buyer.
This is funny. This is like comedy hour for me.
No, this is real.
I know.
Okay.
I went through this week. I actually had to send my information.
Donald, keep going.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. You have a fax line? Sure.
Fax line 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9-0.
Sounds great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Donald. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Oh my God. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna cancel my cable at home. I'm just gonna do these once a week, and this will be my comedy hour.
Yeah.
Okay, that was probably the truest to an actual phone call that y'all have ever done. Because Donald was the true butthead, doesn't want to give out information, being evasive, trying to get her off guard by finding out what price range. I was just waiting for you to say, well, my house isn't even in that price range. I mean, that would have just been a swift kick in the butt if you would have
I wanted to give her a break. Had to give her something.
Marion, where you lost out on that deal,
Yeah.
you didn't take control of that conversation.
Yeah. When he went for the price, I because he said $295, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he said $295. So I'm trying to say that, yeah, I have buyers in that price range.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing to remember. Whenever you have a for sale by owner that's asking you questions, try to stay away from answering their question, because they're probably trying to paint you into the corner. I would turn around and answer his question with another question. If he would have said, well, what price range are your buyers in? Well, it depends. Well, how much is your how much is your house? So turn it around and take control of these for sale by owners. Remember, these people are type A individuals. They want to be in charge. That also includes being in charge on the phone. They don't like realtors. They don't want to talk to a realtor. They don't want to pay a buyer's agent. They're trying to do this on their own because they think that we suck as realtors and they can do it better than we can. Diane?
Why would she jump on that opportunity to go to his house to drop that off?
Because we're not professional visitors.
Why no? But the purpose of being in front of the people would be to build a rapport. I mean, I would have jumped on that. I don't ever call one for sale by owners. I do expireds a lot, but I would have jumped on opportunities. Just want to stop by, sure. I mean, it's all about, him starting a rapport with her.
How long do you think it's going to take for her to drive out there to his house?
I don't know. I don't know the distance. I don't know.
If you did know, how long do you think it would be?
How long what would be?
How long would it take to drive to his house?
I don't know where she is and where he is. I don't know.
Well, okay, let's just play along with this. Let's assume that they're in the same city. How long do you think it would take? 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour?
20.
In Austin?
I don't know Austin. I'm in Westminster.
Okay, so let's assume that it takes 20 minutes, right? Now you got to meet with him. You got to talk to him. How long is that going to take?
Another half an hour.
All right, so now we're at 40 minutes. Is that right? No, we're at an hour. 20 minutes to drive there, 30 minutes to be a visitor. Now you got to drive home. That's another 20 minutes to drive back. Mm-hmm. So now you just wasted an hour and a half by being a visitor. In an hour and a half, hold on. In an hour and a half, I can call about 200 people.
Okay.
So for me, now if you want to do that, that's fine. For me, I would rather spend my time calling people to get information so that I can set him up later. Remember, this process is about dating the for sale by owner, getting information, not going to be a visitor. That's why I don't like this brokerage that I'm with. One of the things they're doing is called Show Me Now. I don't agree with that system because what they're teaching people to do is to drop everything and go be a Pop-Tart and go show houses. That's devaluing houses and realtors and what their role is. We have to take control of these for sale by owners, get their information, make them think that you have a legitimate buyer. Telephone, you get that?
I do.
I'll get that later. And make them think that you have a buyer and put them on an email campaign so that you can get them from a buyer status to a listing status. So Diane, what I'm saying, if that's what you want to do, go for it.
Well, to me, if you do the numbers, it's a $7,000 commission. It's worth 3 hours, because you're starting a rapport. But everybody's different.
Right. Exactly.
I personally jumped on that and said, "Sure, when can I come?"
Okay. So Diane, Marion, how did you feel about your conversation on this phone call?
Yeah, I did lose control when he asked me about the price range.
So what do you think you should have done different?
Yeah, responded with a question on it all depends. Because yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to you can give me feedback. You can tell me.
No, I think I told you what I need to say on that one. You got to take control of those conversations, and remember the goal here is not to try to get his listing. It's only to get email or contact information to send a seller's disclosure. Now with Mr. Butthead given a fax number, nothing you can do about that because there are people that don't even know what an email is. And so when Mr. Butthead gave the fax number, that tells me that he's old school and he probably didn't even know what a seller's disclosure is anyway. Okay.
Well, yeah, you know what? It also tells me that if that's the way he doesn't want to sell his home, because if someone's asking you for a seller's disclosure, which is simple, right? that I could share with other people, that if I don't have that, then I can't share that with any buyers. So yeah, I'd probably follow up with him a few days later with another call.
So Diane, I mean, Marion, what are you going to do if Mr. Butthead doesn't have an email address, all he's got a fax number? When are you going to call him back? And what are you going to say on the next phone call? Because remember, the goal here on the first call is to get his email address so that you can set him up on an email campaign so that you can date him to get the listing.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If would you say, listen, I would like to give you some help. Can I get your email address so I can set you up on an informational thing whenever you like, once a week, once a month? It'll talk about the market, it'll talk about interest rates, and it'll just be some valuable information for you.
Donald, what do you think about that?
I don't do email.
Did you hear that, Janet?
Well, if you don't do email, yeah, then I'm lost.
Yeah, I mean.
But if they just won't give it up, the email address.
And there are going to be people.
Me, I'm one of them. I don't give my email address up.
So here's what I do. When I'm calling for sale by owners, I have different lists going. I've got a list of for sale by owners, and I put for FSBO, need email address. These are all the for sale by owners that my goal is only to get their email address. Then I have another classification, another folder called FSBO email address gotten, so that I know that those people, I've already gotten their email address, it's time to start dating them. So Marion, here's what I want you to do. Mr. Butthead only has a fax machine. Now you've got a choice. You can move on and forget about him, or you can continue to try to go after him, but you still need to get his email address. So here is call number 2 for you.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Donald. This is Marion Scott. Do you remember me?
Yeah, we spoke the other day.
Yeah. Hey, I was just wondering, one of the buyers I'm working with, they wanted to know, does your house, does it have a garage?
It does have a garage.
Is it a 1 or 2 car garage?
It's a 2-car garage.
Okay. Is it detached or attached to your home?
Attached.
Okay, great. All right. Well, hey, Donald, thank you for that information. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh,
so wait, I didn't get him. I didn't get his, I still didn't get it. I should have asked. So.
No. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
So maybe I'm gonna go talk to my buyer and let them know about the garage. Then I'm gonna call them back maybe like 3 days later. And just say, hey, you know what? They're really interested in your property. They're glad about the garage. I need to get that seller's disclosure.
Okay, let me take over from here.
Okay.
Call number 2. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Donald, Robert Russell. Remember talking to me last week?
Yeah, Robert, how are you?
Hey, I wanted to tell you, I was gonna bring my buyers to your house, but when I told them that you didn't have a seller's disclosure, they really didn't want anything to do with it because they wanted to find out all the details of the house. Is there any way you can go to like the library or a friend's house and email me that seller's disclosure so I can get it to them?
Yeah, I could probably go to Office Depot down the street.
Awesome. What's your email address?
I don't have one. I don't use one.
Okay, so if you don't have an email address, how are you going to email it to me?
I'm going to fax it to you.
No, I don't do fax. Keep in mind that my buyers are in a different state.
Oh, okay.
I've got to send that PDF because it's going to come to me as a PDF. I'm going to send that to my buyers in California.
Okay.
Then they're going to look at the seller's disclosure along with the other 9 houses that we're going to look at, and we're going to determine which ones we want to see. So
Okay.
do you have a relative that has an email address?
Yeah, I got a neighbor I'm sure he'll do it for me.
Okay, perfect. Let me, here's my email address. Let me give it to you. You got a pen?
Okay. Yep.
It is robert@robertjrussell.com.
Robert@robertjrussell.com. Okay. Got it.
If you could send that to me, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see if my neighbor will do it for me.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Thanks.
All right, here's the problem with the neighbor. You can't put a neighbor on an email campaign. So this is going to be one of those occasions, which is very rare, that Mr. Butthead, who's like some, for some owners, do not have an email address. You're just going to have to call them every week. But for the most part, most for sale by owners have an email. You're just going to have to call Donald every week to find out up to date where he's going to be. So, Marion, let's take that one back over. Actually, I'm not going to pick on Marion anymore. Alicia, you look like you're very comfortable over there, kind of laid back, living the life of luxury, drinking pina coladas, eating bonbons. I want you to take over this situation now. And you're going to call Donald. Donald is, old school. He was born in 1820, doesn't have a email address, doesn't know what that is, barely knows how to use a computer. I want you to call him and do call number 3.
I have a question.
Oh my God. What?
If he doesn't have an email, how is he advertising this?
Using my neighbor's computer.
Hold on. Whoa, Donald, stop. Stop. She's asking me. Alicia. That's a good question. You should try that on him. Go ahead.
All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to get my husband out of here. He's kind of loud.
Said he wants to help. Pablo, you having fun?
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Donald?
Yes, it is.
Hi, my name is Alicia, calling with CPR Realty.
Hi, Alicia.
I was just calling about your home for sale. Is it still for sale?
Yes, it is.
How long has it been for sale for?
It's only been on for sale for 2 weeks now.
2 weeks? Okay. I just lost myself. Sorry.
Oh my God. Too much pina colada for you. Or maybe too many bonbons, whatever, one of the two.
All right. Donald, so in that 2 weeks, how many showings have you had for your home?
So far, 10 people have come by.
That's a lot of people in 2 weeks. Do you have any that are serious buyers?
I don't know. One person seems to like the house. They've been back a second time.
Okay. Well, I'm working with a couple buyers. They're looking for some homes. I was showing them, getting a list of homes for them to show to them, and I was wanting to know if I could show them your home as well.
Well, have you come by during one of the open houses that I've had?
I see. Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. So you know what I have. You already know what I have then. What?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And so what are you looking as far as the commission?
Well,
I'm sure you want to get paid.
Right. Well, once I get my buyer, I can actually sit down and talk with you one-on-one as far as commission goes.
Okay. So I'd like to just try to figure out what you're trying, what your commission, what you're looking to get out of it as far as the commission goes, because we may not see eye to eye on that.
Well, do you have a seller's disclosure so that I can send it to my buyers? Because I noticed when I came by that you didn't have one.
Yeah, I mean, I could put one together. As far as I'm guessing. With the seller's disclosure, you're looking to see what I know about the house, if there's any problems or anything like that, I'm guessing.
Correct. So I would like to inform my
I can put a document like that together as far as, what I know about the house. Sure.
All right. But can I get your email so that once you email it to me, I can give you my email. Once you get that way I know what email I'm looking for.
Yeah, I really don't do email. I'm kind of old school. I do fax machines and things like that.
Okay. But see, my buyers are out of state and they're coming in town for the weekend to preview houses. So if I don't, I would like to get email so I can send this disclosure to them.
Well, what I can do is maybe, put something in my mailbox. If you want to come by next Tuesday, I'll have it in my mailbox for you.
Well, federal law prohibits me from tampering with your mailbox, so I can't do that. But I have another question for you. If you don't have email, how are you advertising your home for sale?
I gave it to my neighbor, and he's a little bit more computer savvy than I am, and he put it online for me.
All right. So since he put it online, do you know how it's being marketed and where it's going out to?
I really don't. I'm guessing it might go to Zillow and Craigslist and things like that. But, those are, my understanding from my neighbor is that's where, people tend to advertise.
So you're trusting the sale of your home to your neighbor?
Well, I got the sign in the front yard. There's a lot of traffic that comes by the front yard. So I'm guessing, I've had 8 to 10 people by here in the last week or so, last 2 weeks.
Okay, let's stop right there. Donald, how true do you think that's a real conversation? How accurate do you think that is?
It's probably a very small percentage. Probably a very small percentage. But there are a lot of people in my community that don't do email.
You know what? When you
They do Facebook, but they don't do email.
When you said you're letting your neighbor advertise it for you, I'm coming unglued over here. I'm thinking, are you a friggin' idiot? You're going to trust your neighbor to do advertising for you, and he's going to receive offers for you? You trust him that much?
I don't think he's receiving offers. I think he's just put
How
it
else
online.
is he going to get an offer?
You're going to deliver it to the door.
Oh, my God. Pablo.
Uh-huh.
Do you hear how ridiculous this is?
It's not realistic.
No?
I think it is realistic.
I haven't heard that type of conversation.
Actually, I have.
I deal with a lot
Really?
of people in their 70s and 80s who don't do email.
And let me tell you something. If y'all aren't ready for this situation, it's going to throw you off like it did Alicia. He is letting the friggin' neighbor advertise his house. My first question to you, Donald, is why are you keeping it a secret? You have no idea what your neighbor's doing. You don't know where he's advertising. You're trusting your house to your neighbor. Are you related to your neighbor? Would
No.
that be my first question?
No.
No, you're not. So you trust the neighbor. Why don't you just give him the keys to your house and sign the title over to him and let him handle the whole thing?
I'm with you.
Even though that's crazy situation, Pablo, you don't agree that happens?
It's a curveball.
Dude, get ready.
It's a curveball.
I agree.
You're going to be shocked at the level of stupidity that you're going to find with these for sale by owners. I'm serious.
Yep.
Cherie. Donald, who's a very intelligent person, as you can tell, is trusting the sale of his house with his wonderful neighbor. What would you say to Donald if he said that to you?
So you really don't want to sell your house then, right?
No, I do want to sell my house, but my neighbor's a really good friend of mine, and he helps me with this computer stuff. He understands it much better than I do.
So what happens if your neighbor is unavailable, has an emergency in the hospital? You're going to rely on him not being there, holding on to all your information and offers coming in, and he can't get them to you because he had his own issues.
But I don't know how my neighbor is going to get the offers. It has the advertisement that he's doing has my name and my phone number on it.
But
okay, let's stop right here. You know, there's going to be times in your life that you have to tell people, Donald, I have bad news. I can't help you. You're just too stupid to be one of my clients.
I've had that happen before. I've had to turn away customers because they were too stupid to understand.
I mean, you might not want to tell them that they're too stupid.
No, but you do it
in your mind, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this guy is not, I guarantee if you call this guy in 6 months, that house is still not sold. Which means, or he finally got tired of doing it on his own. He listed with a flat fee realtor. It expired, and now it's just sitting there. So, Tracy, here's the situation now. Donald, the brilliance over here, trusted his neighbor to advertise his house. Donald wasn't getting success with that, so he listed with a flat fee broker. He paid him $500 to put it on MLS. It went 6 months on the market. So as you're looking at the expired listing, you're looking at cumulative days on market, and you see that it's been on the market for over 200 days. And it's an expired. I want you to take over the conversation from here as an expired former for sale by owner to Donald, who still wants to sell his house, who's still an idiot.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Donald?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Donald. My name is Tracy. I'm with ABC Realty. How are you doing today?
Very good, Tracy. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So is your house at 123 Main Street still for sale? I noticed that it's gone expired. Were you still interested in selling that home?
Yeah, it's not listed right now. I tried it with some other real estate company, and it didn't really go anywhere.
Yes, it looks like you listed it with a broker. What type of broker was that? How much did you pay them to list it, or did they just list it for you for a commission later on?
No, I had to pay them $500 up front, and they promised me they were going to sell my house in like 60 days.
Oh, well, gosh, that must have been really disappointing. I'm really sorry to hear that.
It was. It was very disappointing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Where are you going to move to when you sell your house? What is your reason for wanting to sell?
Tobago.
I'm sorry, what?
Tobago.
Tobago.
Yeah, I want to go to a retirement community in Tobago.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're setting yourself up for retirement.
Yeah.
And how soon would you like to get there?
As soon as possible.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I've been trying for every month selling my home. Oh, yeah. I'm retired. I'm just trying to sell my home.
You're just trying to sell your home, and I understand that completely. So Donald, let me ask you, do you know where all they marketed your home? How did they market your home for you?
My neighbor did it first, and then I had this other company try. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm guessing they did something on the computer.
Well, I have a question for you. Would it be worth 20 minutes of your time to speak with me about how I can get your home sold quickly for top dollar and get you the results you want and get you to your location for retirement?
Sure.
As soon as possible.
Sure.
Well, that's great. Well, I would love to come over. I've looked at your house. I've seen the pictures online, and I've looked at the price and everything. I'd like to come over and just present you with some information and show you what I feel like we could do to get you those results and get you to that retirement place right away. Would this afternoon at 4:15 be better, or tomorrow morning at 10?
Yeah, let me look at my calendar real quick. Yeah, this afternoon at 4:15 will be fine.
All right, great. I will see you at your house this afternoon at 4:15, and you have a good afternoon. I'll see you later.
Very good. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's go to Donald first. Donald, how did you feel about the transition with that Tracy did from expired to making an appointment to come to your house?
Yeah, it felt good.
Did you feel like you were in control of that conversation, or her?
She was at that point.
Why? How did she become in control? What did she do?
Because she made the conversation flow easy. I just felt comfortable talking to her. Not that I didn't feel comfortable talking to the other people, but I'm beat up by now, right? I've been trying to sell my house for 8 months and with no luck. So at this point, my experience has told me that people are frustrated. They want to get to wherever they're going. So they're open to other avenues and other options.
Okay. Pablo, what would you have done different on that phone call?
She was, she was very fluent. I give her a lot of credit with the conversation she had with the seller. I don't know, Robert. I wouldn't have done anything really different. I would have tried to gotten that appointment. Try to be as aggressive as possible. There's really nothing different I would have probably done. I'm sorry. I mean.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's okay. I'm not trying to trick you. I just want to know what you would have done different. Janet, how did you feel about that conversation?
Well, I thought we were continuing on with getting the email to put them on a campaign, but why put them on a campaign if you can jump right in there and say, hey, can I come over and do a presentation?
Okay, so what would you have done different on that one?
Nothing. If you can, I mean, isn't that the ultimate goal?
You tell me.
Well, I don't know because I'm too new to know. To me, that would be the ultimate goal.
All right. So for you, that would have been the perfect situation and you'd be a happy camper and you'd probably get there early.
Oh, I'm always early for everything.
Do you get there early on a listing appointment?
I've never been to one, but if I were, then yes.
You would get there early.
I wouldn't necessarily go into the house early, but I'd be there.
How early would you be there?
To where I would knock on the door?
Yep.
Maybe 10 minutes. Not because I don't.
10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Donna, what do you think about a realtor sitting out in front of your house to list your house and she's sitting out in your driveway for 10 minutes?
I wouldn't be in the driveway maybe.
Where would you be?
On the street.
In front of the house?
Probably.
Donald, how do you feel about Miss Stalker over here stalking in front of your house for 10 minutes?
I'm just trying to figure out what she's doing for 10 minutes before she knocks on the door.
Robert, can I say something?
Please.
Robert, on my listing presentations, I normally will drive around the neighborhood before, see the quality of the homes, manicure lawns, everything else, get a feel for it. But no, I don't sit in the driveway for 10 minutes. I try to get there about 2 minutes prior before I go ahead and talk to the potential seller.
Okay, that wasn't a trick question. For me, first of all, let me go back to Tracy real quick. Tracy, I thought how you handled that call was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. You took control of the situation. You even interrupted him to take control of the situation, which I think is okay because his personality, you matched his personality, a type A. And since you're matching his type A personality, Donald didn't even notice that you stepped on him while he was trying to speak. He just kept going. It's just, I'm in charge. I'm talking. I'm not listening to you because I got to say what I need to say.
Right.
Then you got the appointment. No question ever came up about your commission. Did you notice he never asked?
No, he never asked.
What?
He never asked.
Exactly. So on a scale of 1
I don't
to
know
10,
what I would do if he lived in San Antonio or Houston because I'm not going to set an appointment to drive to his house there. But
nobody said you got to. You can email the paperwork to him.
That's true.
But going back to that, I think that was the perfect situation. Now, Pablo, I'm going to address you, and then Janet, I'm going to address your getting there. First of all, I wouldn't get there 10 minutes ahead of time. If I did, I would do what Pablo said, check out the neighborhood, see what the other houses are look like. I would even pull up houses that expired and see what those houses look like, take a picture of them, when you go to the listing appointment, say, this is a house that I just took a picture of in your neighborhood, and it didn't sell because they were too priced. They were too high price. I would take a picture of the house and show it to them on your phone, but I wouldn't get there 10 minutes early. I agree with what Pablo said about getting there about 2 minutes before it's time. Because what I would be thinking as a seller, if you're sitting out there for 10 minutes, well, you probably don't have anything to do, so you're just wasting time, or you're planning something and you're working on something for this presentation, which tells me either A, you have time to kill, or B, you're a big time planner and I'm fixing to get bombarded with something. I don't know what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cherie, what did you think about the idea of getting there 10 minutes early?
You want to get there in enough time so you're right on time.
Right. Agree with that. Now, for the situation where Donald is in a different city and it's an expired. So let's say that Donald is in Austin and I am in Florida, but I'm licensed in Texas, and I'm calling Donald about this expired listing. So me and Donald are going to do role playing on this situation so that y'all can learn how to transition to getting a listing without driving there. Okay? So Donald, hit me with everything you got.
Okay, now I got to sit up.
You need to go get a drink or something, go get you a Mai Tai, or, oh, you're ready. Okay, let's go. I'm not scared. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Donald, this is Robert Russell.
Hey, Robert. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing good. I noticed that your house was for sale, and you had it on MLS, and it expired, and you had it with a company I don't really recognize. Who's the name of that? What's the name of that company that you had it with?
I think it was ABC Realty.
Okay. And is that one of those flat fee deals?
Yeah, I paid, I think it was $500, and they promised they'd sell the house in 60 days. Of course, they did.
Right. $500. So you paid them up front?
Paid them up front. Yep.
So after they took your money, they put it on MLS. What'd they do for you then?
Nothing. Nothing. Not
Now,
a thing.
when you say nothing, you mean
Nothing.
nothing? No sign, no lockbox, no pictures, nothing?
Oh, nothing. I didn't see a thing. They didn't do anything.
Are you sure that it was on the market?
As far as I know.
I mean, because it clearly shows here in MLS that it was on the market.
Oh, okay. What's MLS?
Where do these pictures come from?
I think while the guy was here, he took some pictures with his phone.
So he did the flat fee, and he came out there and took pictures?
Yeah, I mean, that's all he did. I mean, that's all I said. I didn't see anybody.
What do you think the number one reason is that your house didn't sell?
I'm starting to think it might have been price. I mean, I had enough people through the house in the beginning, and then it kind of died off.
So who came up with the price, you or him?
No, I came up with the price because my neighbor down the street, they sold their house, and their house was, comparable to mine in size, and so I priced it to the same thing that they sold theirs for.
But you think that price is the factor that it didn't sell?
I think so. The house is pretty nice. I'm sure there's some things that need to be updated, but.
Well, okay, so let's go back to what you said before. You said he didn't do anything. You're not sure if he advertised it anywhere. So was your house a secret?
It might as well have been.
So maybe price wasn't really the issue. Maybe it wasn't exposed so that people knew about it. Basically, your house was a secret.
That sounds correct.
Donald, have you ever heard of encyclopedias?
Oh, yeah. I have a whole set of them right behind me.
All right. So tell me, what's on page 22 of the letter L?
Loser.
No.
That's the dictionary.
Of the letter L of the encyclopedia. What's on page 22?
Lincoln.
No, you have no idea, because here's why. MLS is like this big encyclopedia. It's got houses for days, thousands and thousands of houses. So you're up to the mercy of a buyer who goes on realtor.com and sees your house and then tries to contact somebody. So it's not being marketed because it's in the bookshelf of the encyclopedias, which I call MLS.
Oh, okay.
And since he didn't advertise it anywhere, you're relying on people to find it with nobody to call. Have you ever called the realtor as if you were a buyer?
Nope.
So you were really paid him $500 for nothing. He did no marketing. It was a secret. If you were a realtor, if you were the realtor, what would you do different?
I would get it out there so people knew about it, like you're saying.
Okay, so here's my question. If I could show you a way that we could not only put it on one MLS, but about 50 MLSs all over the world, how much exposure do you think you'd get?
50 times.
Right. So if I could do that for you, would you let me help you sell your house?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I still want to sell my house. That's the goal, is to sell.
Well, the commission to do it this way is 7%.
Is that kind of standard?
7%. Well, to do it this way is standard, because what we're going to do is I'm going to get 2% as a listing agent. I'm going to give it to other realtors to put it on their MLS. And they're going to be what's called a promoting agent. They're going to put it on their MLS. If they bring the buyer or buyer's agent, they get 2%. The buyer's agent always gets 3%. So instead of it being a two-way split at 6%, it'll be a three-way split at 7%. But here's the big but. If the buyer or buyer's agent comes from within our MLS, you only pay 6%.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so all I need is your email address. I will email you the listing agreement, seller's disclosure. I'm going to do it through what's called DocuSign. You do it online. You hit send, and as soon as you hit send, I'll get it. What's your email address?
I don't do email.
Okay. Who else has an email address that I can send this paperwork to?
I could give you my neighbor's email address.
Okay. What's that email address?
123@aol.com, I think.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to send it to him. You need to sign this. Don't let him sign it for you.
Okay.
I want you to read every page. When you get this listing agreement, I want you to call me.
Okay.
Because I want to go over everything with you so you know exactly what you're doing, so that you don't talk bad about me after the listing happens.
Yeah. Now, can you come over and bring the paperwork so we can meet?
Well, I would come over, but what I do is I do it this way. First of all, to show your level of intent, and because it's just a time saver for everybody if we do it this way. I've already seen what your house looks like. I've already got all the measurements. I've got the description. I know exactly where your house is and what it looks like. I can do Google Maps and see the whole neighborhood. You know, as a realtor who's global, I do global real estate. This is the way I do every listing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to email the paperwork. Again, call me when you get it, and then we'll go over page by page, and then I'll tell you how we're going to handle pictures after that.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
That's how I get listings without going out there. Notice I got 7%, not 6%. Because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to call Marion Scott, who's in Austin. And I'm going to say, Marion, I got a great deal for you. I'm going to give you a listing, and if you'll put it on your MLS in Austin, you can promote it as if it was your listing. And if you bring the buyer or buyer's agent, you get 2%. Do you want a listing, Marion?
Yes.
Awesome. Pablo, where are you located?
In Miami.
Awesome. That's perfect because we need to market in Miami. I've got a listing for you. Do you need a free listing?
I'll take it.
Sweet. Okay, here's the deal. I need you to put this listing in your MLS in Miami. If you bring the buyer or buyer's agent, you get 2%. If you're the buyer's agent, you actually get 5%. So if you advertise it on your MLS, you get the buyer, then you're going to get 5% on this deal. Are you in?
I'm in. Bring
Sweet.
it.
Cherie, where are you located?
I'm outside of Chicago.
Cherie, you want a free listing?
Yes.
Awesome. You heard the deal that I told everybody else, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Janet, where are you located?
Nashville.
Do you want a free listing in Nashville?
Sure.
It's in Dallas. You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Are you going to advertise it to bring a buyer or buyer's agent?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to send it to you too. Alicia, where are you located?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
We love Parksville, Tennessee. Do you want a free listing in Dallas, Texas?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to send you the paperwork too. Wade Kelly, where are you located? Wade.
Hey, I'm in Chattanooga, but this won't work with us.
Why not?
They won't allow listings.
Can you advertise this listing on your personal website?
I can put on my. Well, I don't know how to put it on my website because my website is tied to the IDX feed.
So you can't do an out-of-pocket listing?
Wouldn't even know where to start to do that.
Do you know how to make websites?
No, I don't do websites.
All right, time to learn. All right, moving on. Tracy, you're a
That's not what I was here for.
Tracy, Tracy, bad news. You can't list it because I already got an MLS. Sorry.
Oh yeah, because it's in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I'm in Fort Worth. Come on now.
Okay, well, if you can figure out how to put a list.
Technically, I'm actually in South Denton County. So
if you can figure out how to put the same address in Netris, you let me know.
Okay, well, I'm an expert Facebook advertiser, so I guess you'll just have to contact me for that.
Do you want to promote it without putting it on MLS? Okay, sweet. Same deal, 2%. 2% if you bring
So in this situation, are you getting 1% then?
2%. 2.
You're getting 2.
I get 2. Promoting agent.
2 or 5.
You get 2. If you bring the buyer, you get 7. Because you get the promoting agent and the buyer's agent commission.
Well, I mean, what do you get? It's your listing, right?
2.
Uh-huh.
The chances
the most I can get is 5. You get 2, and the most I can get is 5.
Right. The chances are all of you will not bring the buyer or buyer's agent.
Oh, man.
But here's what's going to happen. When you go to your next for sale by owner appointment and you show them that you've got listings in Tennessee or Chicago or whatever, this is what you're going to say to the for sale by owner. You're going to say, Marion, I'm a realtor. I've got listings in different states and different countries. Do you think it's possible that there are realtors in Chicago, Illinois?
Yes.
And how many realtors do you think are there in Chicago, Illinois?
Oh, I imagine a lot.
So if I've got a listing in Chicago and I'm in Dallas, Texas, why didn't they call the other 27,000 realtors? Why did they call Robert Russell to list their house? Do you think it's because I suck as a realtor?
No.
So if they trust me, why can't you?
That's a good point.
And that's exactly word for word, even the word suck, that I tell for sub owners. And you know why they're not offended? Because they're type A people. They have the same personality type and they get it. So next week, we're going to talk more about transitioning for sale by owners and expireds. And I'm going to show you how to list properties in different cities and states and how to promote your properties in different MLSs all over the world. Any questions for the next 4 minutes? Anybody? Pablo, you look confused.
No, I'm fine. It's clear as ice.
Okay, Cherie, any questions?
I have a
Nothing?
question.
You never have questions. Okay, Alicia, what?
I missed last week.
Way to go.
Yeah, I missed last week too, Robert.
What the hell?
I was on a cruise.
I sent y'all a
I didn't get the email for the video.
I didn't either.
oh
Yeah, me either, Robert.
my God. Okay,
Yeah.
when I send this week's video, I will include all the weeks up to this week.
Okay, I
So
appreciate it.
I'll put them all on there. Now, y'all remember next week is our last class. We're going to have a party. Alicia is bringing the margaritas because she was drinking while we were doing role playing and couldn't remember what to say. Donald, you're in charge of food.
I got an investment to protect here.
Robert, I bring some croquetas.
So what?
Ooh.
Some croquetas here from Miami.
What is that?
It's like it's a Cuban delicacy over here.
Oh, sweet. Hey, I'm going to be in Miami in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm coming to the Miami Open.
Okay. Let's get together.
Dude, I won't have time. I've got tickets to semifinals and finals, and then from there we're heading to Orlando, and then from there we're going to Hawaii, and I'm going to be selling in Hawaii while I'm there.
Miami Open's not the same as it is in Key Biscayne.
Why do you say that?
Because they moved it. They moved it
I
to
know.
the,
Have you seen the facility? It's awesome.
yeah, but it's not the same.
Okay, meet me there. You can sit with us.
You coming to Orlando for the Orlando get together?
We're just going to go to Orlando and stop before we fly to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Okay, so that is it for today. If you have any questions, call me. Nobody ever calls. My phone has got
Hey,
cobwebs.
now I call.
Tracy is the
No, I
only person
call.
that called.
I call more than once.
Marion's called once. Cherie, you don't like me anymore for some reason. I don't know why.
That is not true.
You never call. Look at this. Look. Do you see the dust on my phone?
I wished you happy birthday on your birthday, though.
Oh, that's right. You did. Okay. I got another one coming up.
So
Hopefully.
are you an avid golfer?
No, tennis.
Tennis, you're tennis. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I remember your tennis search. Okay.
Tennis search?
The search, remember you taught us the cubic solutions and one of your
Oh, yeah.
I know the Google alerts. You have
Right.
a Google alert for
Right,
tennis.
for tennis, right, because I'm going to be up
See, I'm paying attention.
Okay, y'all. Well, we will see you next week. And if you got any questions, call me.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks,
y'all.
Robert.
Bye-bye now.